A post office worker murdered on the South Side.
Friday morning at 121st and South Harvard, another letter carrier, the victim of a deadly crime.
We have a gunshot wound to the right side of the neck, 2 gunshot wounds to the hip, and 1 to the, I'm not sure how many to the chest, but she was shot on the chest.
Postal worker Octavia Redmond was taken to Christ Hospital where she died.
48-year-old Octavia Redmond gunned down while out working her route.
I had the opportunity to meet with her, talk with her. She's a great co-worker.
Elise Foster, the president of the National Association of Letter Carriers, speaking to postal workers.
We are under attack here in Chicago.
Redmond was a wife and mother. She was shot multiple times and died at a nearby hospital. The shooter fled on foot.
Sister Redmond would not be going home to her family, and I have a problem with that.
Foster says she is trying to get Chicago letter carriers help to put an end to this violence.
Something needs to happen, and we need some help, because this cannot ever happen again.
White Dodge Durango that fled that scene.
Looking at video of what appears to be a burned out white Dodge Durango spotted on the South Side. Chicago police are investigating whether this is the vehicle they've been looking for in connection to the shooting death of Octavia Redmond. Fox 32's Nate Rogers is following up on this story. He has the very latest. Nate?
Throughout the day, grief counselors were at the post office where Octavia Redmond worked out of. This as detectives continue to look into her affiliations and wonder if she was, in fact, targeted. Today, a white Dodge Durango believed to be the getaway car in the murder of 48-year-old postal carrier Octavia Redmond discovered torched here at 89th and South Holland Avenue.
Just shocking. I mean, they're doing their job.
This neighbor didn't want to be identified, but told me Redmond had just delivered mail to her home. Seconds later, she heard at least 8 gunshots while in the kitchen.
And so I came up and I looked out the side window and I saw her laying on the ground. And I'm like, that's the postal worker.
Police say the gunman jumped in a car and quickly left the area. This is, in fact, the exact house that it happened at. Sources telling us that the killer followed Redmond onto the property. She was shot multiple times. Her items were laying right here. The murder of the beloved wife, mother, and extraordinary cook comes after other attacks on postal workers locally and nationally. And we did reach Octavia Redmond's husband by phone. He declined an interview at this time, simply asking for privacy.
We begin with breaking news. $250,000. That's the reward being offered to help catch the gunman who killed a mail carrier today in West Pullman.
I shot her because it was a nice lady.
Kim Sanders says she would see Redmond on South Harvard Avenue nearly every day.
Whenever she comes, she always smiling like, hey, how you doing, Kim?
United States Postal Inspection Service offering up to a $250,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction.